After 11 long years, the body of IDF soldier Hadar Goldin, killed and kidnapped into Gaza tunnels in 2014, has finally been returned home. But as Israel mourns and celebrates this long-awaited homecoming, the region's tensions are skyrocketing. Hamas terrorists remain trapped under Rafah, and reports show that Iran is stockpiling uranium and missiles at an insane pace, setting the stage for what Israeli officials warn could be another war sooner than we think. After 11 years, or 4,118 days, the body of Hadar Goldin, he was an IDF soldier who was killed and then his body dragged into the tunnels of Gaza, was finally returned home. I believe this was the longest lasting hostage case that Israel has ever dealt with. Hadar Goldin was just 23 years old when he was killed and his body abducted. And get this, it was an hour into a UN and US brokered ceasefire on August 1st, 2014. And yet, here we are in 2025, still making ceasefires with these same terrorists. Now, finally, after nearly a decade of stalemate negotiations, his body was finally returned home and his weapon was also handed over to his family. A Turkish official claimed that Turkey played a key role in the return of his body. This official said, quote, "We are pleased to confirm that Turkey has successfully facilitated the return of Hadar Goldin's remains to Israel after 11 years. This achievement is the outcome of intensive efforts and reflects Hamas's clear commitment to the ceasefire." What a joke. The whole reason that Hadar Goldin was killed in the first place was because Hamas broke a ceasefire back in 2014, and yet they have a clear commitment to the ceasefire. You know, I think a lot of people wonder, why does Israel make such a big deal about getting the bodies of hostages back? You know, can't we just leave them be? Well, I'll explain it. Number one, Israel cares about the sanctity of life almost more than anything else. And it's the greatest mitzvah, or the greatest deed that you can do, good deed that you can do for this person, is to bring their body to rest, to bury them in a respectful manner. Because, you know, that person can never repay you for that good deed that you did for them. Also, it just gives closure to the family that finally their son, their brother can be laid to rest in a respectful and a meaningful way. Hadar's sister wrote this on social media after the return of his body. She said, quote, "How do I feel? I don't know yet, but I do know that what strengthens me is that we remained true to our truth, to our Israeli values. My Hadar, you are my inspiration, and you live in my heart always, and I love you very much, and you've come home." The same Turkish official who said that they helped in the release also said that they're working to secure the safe passage of some 150 to 200 Hamas terrorists who are currently trapped in a tunnel under Rafah. There's not a ton of information about this yet, but it looks like these terrorists might actually have been trapped there for months, and some of them might have already even died of starvation. Hamas said, quote, "The occupation bears the full responsibility for the clash with our fighters in Rafah and vowed that they will not surrender." They went on to say that in the lexicon of the Izz al-Din al-Qassam brigades, there's no place for the principle of surrendering or handing themselves over to the enemy. The mediators must find a solution that will ensure the continuation of the ceasefire. And what ceasefire, I ask you? The one you already broke like 87 times? Apparently, these terrorists are still stuck in the tunnels as we speak, so I guess we'll see what happens in the coming days. We'll be right back with the rest of the show in just 1 second. But first, remember these awesome Mashiach temple patches that we sell in our store? They went super viral at the beginning of the war. They were worn by thousands of IDF soldiers. You know, everyone wanted to get their hands on one. Well, now we're expanding our line of these Temple Mashiach products, and we now have this exact same design, except for it's now in a small, elegant metal pin. It's perfect to pin on your suit jacket, or you can attach to your hat or backpack. This design has brought hope and encouragement to many IDF soldiers and Israeli civilians throughout the difficult war that Israel has been through these last couple of years. And it's an incredible way to show your support for the land and people of Israel. And right now, we have a special offer for you guys. If you order the Temple Mashiach patch plus the new lapel pin together, you get 20% off of your order. So head over to the IsraelGuys.store to pick up this bundle, or you can just click the link in the description below. A report just came out from the New York Times stating that it's only a matter of time until Israel has another war with Iran. Apparently, Iran is stockpiling uranium at an unreal speed. The report said that these strikes in June from Israel and the US might not have completely crippled Iran's nuclear program. The report said, quote, Iran's stockpile of highly enriched uranium, enough to make 11 nuclear weapons, is either buried under rubble, as Iran claims, or has been spirited away to a safe place, as Israeli officials believe. According to this report, there are also a couple of other factors that make another war with Iran likely. Number one is the US 2015 deal with Iran apparently expired recently, and now the US is pretty heavily sanctioning Iran. And number two, Iran is working around the clock right now on a new uranium enrichment site. Also, they've been seriously upping their missile production game with the goal to be able to fire 2,000 missiles at one time instead of 500 over the course of 12 days. An Iranian project director said this, quote, Israel feels the job is unfinished and sees no reason not to resume the conflict, so Iran is doubling down preparedness for the next round. I talked about it a few weeks ago, but Ayatollah Khamenei has also returned to X recently, making some very weird and unusual statements, maybe even hinting that the US hadn't completely destroyed their nuclear sites. Well, recently, he said this on a broadcast to the country. The Americans sometimes say they would like to cooperate with Iran. Cooperation with Iran is not possible as long as the US continues to support the accursed Zionist regime, maintains military bases, and interferes in the region. This same Iranian director told the Times that Iran's top officials are divided over how to proceed amid the impasse with the US. Some, he said, want to keep pursuing a new nuclear agreement with the US, believing that this will be better for Iran as the country's roughly 92 million people face soaring inflation and severe water shortages. Regardless of preferred approach, the director said the top officials all agree on one thing, that another round of fighting with Israel is inevitable. Guys, let's keep this in our prayers. There are crazy things happening right now. As you probably know, Iran is in a really, really serious drought and water crisis right now. And instead of repenting and turning to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, it seems that they're doubling down on their hatred of his land and people. That's it for today, guys. Make sure and check out our bundle of the Temple Mashiach patch and lapel pin together. Just go to the IsraelGuys.store or click the link in the description below. As always, thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.